You put your entire story out there, your accomplishments, your career, and the Immigration Service says no. But the truth is, this could be a roadmap for your second try. An EB-1A denial is not the final word. In fact, if you read it correctly, it could help you be successful the second time around. I'm going to break down what you need to do the minute you get a denial letter. And I want you to keep two things in mind. First, as I mentioned, USCIS officers are not technical. Second, they're not lawyers. So they follow, maybe some manuals, and may or may not get it right. So there could be an issue in translating your accomplishments into language that they can understand. So we always have to bridge your technical achievements with the legal criteria and convey it in a way that an immigration officer would understand. What's the first thing you should do? The first thing you should do is read it, right? Do a deep dive, debug it, look at what's boilerplate language, and look at what language is specific to your case. And lately, over the last year, I would say a lot of denials are focused on the final merits. So, meaning that you could meet 3 or more of the regulatory criteria, but then they could deny your case solely on the final merits. But the point of reading your denial letter, no matter what they're denying your case on, even if it is final merits, is that they have to explain. They have to explain what was it about your case that they that made them deny, and it should be pretty detailed. So that's the first step. Do your deep dive, figure it out, pull out what's custom to your case, because there is a lot of boilerplate language in these denial letters. Okay, step 2, decide if you want to appeal. I've talked about this in other videos. If you appeal, it would go to the Administrative Appeals Office, or you can decide to refile. Depending, everything is case by case, but we often will recommend refiling. And there are a number of benefits to refiling. When you refile, you can add new information. If you appeal, you cannot. So you are kind of stuck persuading the appeals office, persuading them that the old data is convincing. And it could be if they've made a strategic error, in their analysis, especially if it's a legal error, appealing could work. But most of the time, we lean towards refiling. We look at the refiling kind of as a version 2.0, and we can add new information, whereas an appeal is kind of arguing your version 1.0. Okay, step 3, after you get a denial letter. Once you've read it, right, determine what are the weak points. If the denial, for example, was based on original contribution, and again, they have to explain what was, their reasoning, and it should be detailed enough that you could understand and possibly fix it. So again, going back to my example of original contributions. Maybe when you refile, if you decide to do so, you could get reference letters to focus more on, more on what was the issue with the initial filing. More often than not, especially with original contributions, there's an issue with impact or major significance of your innovation. If your denial was based on judging the work of others, maybe what you need to do is just get more solid evidence that you actually did do the judging. I've found over the last year they're very picky about that. So read it and, kind of note down, what was it? What was the specific issues that made them deny that particular criterion, or even the final merits if they did that. So it doesn't feel good, definitely, to get a denial, but look at it as an opportunity to better your case, strengthen your case. Think about it as feedback. And we would love to help you decipher your denial letter. But remember, if you get a denial letter and you want to appeal, you have a very short time frame to do so. If you are considering refiling, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd love to read through your letter and help you strategize on how to make a stronger petition for V.2. Click the link below for a consult, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.